Maddie, what's your favorite team total to go over?
So I'm trying to figure out if some of these moves that have happened in the last 45 seconds have really impacted what I'm thinking here. Not a ton, actually. The team I'm going to go with is the Pelicans at 106.5. They have some new players that are playing today, and we do have to make sure that CJ McCollum is going to be active. But the Pelicans recently have been playing Jackson Hayes at the 4, playing some bigger lineups. I think they probably go away from that at this point. They can start Devontae Graham, they can start CJ McCollum, and they can start Brandon Ingram at 1 through 3. They're not going to take Herbert Jones out of the starting lineup. He's been too good defensively for them. So I think we see the Pelicans move to more of a traditional lineup, not this lineup with 2 centers in it, essentially. And the game against the Heat, I think, should be a little more high scoring than people are expecting. So more so on the Pelican side, where I think their offense does get a pretty big boost with McCollum. But I think their defense is going to take a hit too. And overall, this game could just be a little more up-tempo than we're expecting. So I'm leaning there. I don't feel amazing about any of these today, especially with all the moving parts. But I do like the over for New Orleans.
Yeah, Nick, I realize there are a lot of moving parts here. But is there a game you're looking at, a total that you're like, okay, that's going over?
Yeah, I've been looking at the same one. Honestly, that same game. You know, Miami, if you want to look at their implied team total over 106.5, based on that 4.5 point spread, they lead the league in over percentage. They go over in almost 62% of their games this season. You get Tyler Hero back. This is the first time, it's really a rarity for Miami, despite leading the Eastern Conference, to have everybody healthy. You know, Kyle Lowry missed a bunch of time. Butler, Hero, all these guys have been in and out. Bam missed a couple months. So they'll finally have essentially their full roster outside of Markieff Morris. So I think they'll be in a really good spot. And even though the Pelicans, you know, yes, they'll get CJ McCollum in uniform tonight, they definitely got better in the immediate future with McCollum. You know, could be a little bit scrambled integrating a player like that on the fly. And I think, you know, one of the underreported parts of that trade is they definitely got worse on defense. You know, swapping out a guy like Josh Hart for CJ McCollum. I mean, Devontae Graham and CJ McCollum is a bottom 3 defensive backcourt in the league, and especially, you know, McCollum having like no time to prepare for this game. I think it should be a high scoring one. I think it should be a fairly easy win for Miami.
Garion, favorite team total to go over?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Memphis Grizzlies. It's a high total, 118.5, but they've been fantastic offensively their last 5 games. They're scoring over 121 points per 100 possessions. They're operating at the 5th fastest pace in the NBA across that span of time. And I think the key thing with Memphis, especially on a slate like tonight's, and, you know, with Detroit missing 2 or 3 rotation players, it appears, and we're only still, you know, 3.5 hours away from this deadline. Memphis's depth is just really important here. Like, maybe Ja Morant only plays 27 minutes tonight against the Pistons. Maybe the fourth quarter gets a little out of hand, but I trust Memphis's 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th players going up against whatever's left of this Pistons bench. Like, I still think there's such a massive advantage there that it's not like Memphis is going to stop scoring points when Ja Morant and JJJ decide they can sit for the rest of the night. So I just think Memphis is going to score a ton of points in this game.